How's it going, everybody? Doing an eating video here today, and the usual, just yapping, babbling, rambling, all that good stuff. I'll be eating some sour cream and onion chips, Ridgies. I do like a sour cream and onion chip. I will say this. These are one of the foods that, I eat it, and 15, 20 minutes later, I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. There's a few food. I think everybody has foods that will do that to them. This is one of the ones for me. I haven't had a sour cream and onion chip in a bit. I like the Ridgies. You're gonna get a stronger crunch. Look at the size of this fucking. It's huge. You're gonna get a stronger crunch out of these than you would a regular Lay's. A baked Lay will also give you a better crunch. Start playing Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. It's been pretty fun so far. Adachi was the other guy's name. And Sayako, Namba, and they have mentioned a few of the other two dudes. I can't remember their names. I don't know if the woman who I think in real life is a pop star over there, but she popped up as well in Like a Dragon, the first one. I don't know if she's gonna pop up again. The one you did that cool little buying the properties, that real estate little thing, and the money's going up, and everybody goes to work. You gotta put workers in the shops and stuff, and then you see the money and going. That's a cool little thing. It's fun. Obviously, you're Ichiban, and you're working at Hello Work, actually, the place from the first game. So the whole area I'm in now, I'm not in the Hawaii part yet. I'd heard that you're in the same place, Yokohama, that you were in the first game, so all the things are familiar right now. I'm not going to spoil anything else in terms of what's happening in the story at the moment. It's funny, I'd gotten a comment not too long before I started to film this, so I haven't responded to it yet, because I was talking about Massapequa and Long Island stuff. I mean, I talk about Massapequa, I'm in Islip now, but Massapequa's the hometown, so, and they're like, I looked it up on Google Maps, and he's like, do you have to go through that, traffic every time you want to leave? I will answer that in the comment as well. But yes, anytime you want to leave Long Island to either just get to Queens, Brooklyn, the city, go upstate New York, go up to New England, Connecticut, Massachusetts, all the Rhode Island, Maine, whatever, Vermont, New Hampshire, or if you want to go anywhere else, you have to go through Nassau. Traffic is bad, Suffolk's bad. Then you hit the real bad stuff, Brooklyn, Queens, and then you got to hit it on the bridges. Staten Island could have it, and then Jersey Turnpike is where it breaks up. But yeah, like I said, when we leave to go down, and we've done this the other time. We leave at 1 in the morning, so you're not going to hit the traffic. But there is a chance you could hit traffic at almost any time of the day on Long Island and anywhere going towards the city or leaving. You have to cross bridges too to leave Long Island. Multiple ones if you go the way we're going south. And they were like, I didn't realize it's a actual Long Island next to New York. And it's funny because and I've heard this before from other people on Instagram, and I think another comment or two over the years. A lot of people don't like Long Island's just like, a lot of people don't know it, so they're like, holy shit, it is like an actual thing. It looks like New York City, or the state of New York, kind of more like New York City. The state of New York took a shit. Yeah, big ones in here. Long Island is a unique place, I will say that. I thought that was funny though, because a lot of people don't realize, like, holy shit, like, it's, you look at it and you're like, oh, especially if you want to Google it, like Google Montauk, and you'll get the furthest point of the island. Islip, where I'm at now, it's almost like the center of the island. And the Massapequa was further in, because that's the last town in Nassau County before Suffolk. And you see that Brooklyn and Queens are part of Long Island. They don't want to say they're part of Long Island, but you ain't gonna cross any bridges to get to Queens or Brooklyn from Long Island, so they're part of it. The Battle of Long Island was fought in Brooklyn. They don't want to be associated with Long Island for some reason. Did I say the Oilers won Game 7? So they will be facing Dallas in the conference final. Panthers, Rangers in the East. The Pacers lost to the Celtics in overtime in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know. I was reading. I didn't. Apparently, like, the Pacers were saying, like, oh, we blew it. Turnovers or some shit. I was going to say something. I completely forgot. We watched some movie called Rust Creek. Pretty good. This young woman is going from, I think she lives in Kentucky, but she's going from Maryland during Thanksgiving weekend, or right before Thanksgiving, to like a job interview, and she goes the wrong way, her GPS, blah, blah, blah. And these guys are like burying a body, and they think, because she stops somewhere to turn around, and they think she saw them, so then she stopped looking at a map. They confront her. Shit happens. She's running through the woods, that kind of movie. It's pretty good though. I think the main girl's name is Hermione Corfield or something. I recognized the one sheriff guy, the two of the cops. There's a state trooper and the sheriff guy I recognize, but I do not know their names. Pretty good movie overall though. I think it might be on Netflix. It's not the standard, like, torment type film. There's a reason. Even though, I said this to my fiance, I'm like, the guys doing it were very well concealed, even from the car, when she turned the car around. Obviously, it's a movie, it has to happen this way, but I'm like, these guys, and in truth, it was the case, these guys are making more trouble for themselves by now trying to get her, instead of just avoiding her and assuming she didn't see anything, than trying to get her and all of a sudden stumbles, and there's other things going on. So it's not the standard. They're not chasing her to torment her like the strangers or something like that. There's reasons. All of a sudden other things get unfolded, what's happening, and the sheriff's involved and all this stuff. So that was kind of cool. Few more of these, I'm not gonna go nuts. I'd forgotten. I don't have a Series X or a Series S Xbox, but I've forgotten that second Hellblade game came out like yesterday. But I've been seeing a lot of, like, it was reviewing fairly well, but I've seen a lot of, like, users. Some like it, some think it looks amazing, but the combat kind of sucks. I played some of the first one. I have it. I played it on Game Pass, but then I got it for like Christmas, and I had never opened it. But I mean, I typically like Ninja Theory stuff. Like from the ones I fully played, I loved Heavenly Sword. I thought Enslaved Odyssey of the West was really cool. I like their DMC, their Devil May Cry. I thought it was good. I know a lot of people shit on Dante's design, the design of the characters, and I can kind of see that. Like, he doesn't look as cool as he looked in the other ones. But I still thought the combat was decent and stuff. And I played some of the Hellblade. Did they have another one? Was there another game they did? I can't remember. Not kind of, but there'd be 5 games. I don't know if they did something else. 2 Hellblades now. DMC, Enslaved Odyssey of the West, and Heavenly Sword. I don't know. But people are, of course, get jumping to conclusions like, oh shit, if this game, like, because apparently Microsoft is like touting this game, right? They're trying to pump it up because it's an exclusive for them now because they own Ninja Theory. But they're like, if this game doesn't, they're almost putting the company on such a tough spot because if this game doesn't sell, everybody's like, are they going to shut these guys down? Because apparently Microsoft's not doing the best right now with their games. I've been like seeing things and people are, reading articles about what Microsoft is doing. They just closed down Tango Gameworks, is that what it's called? And Arcane Studios, who did the Dishonored, and Tango did the Ghostwire game. So I don't even know, is there going to be a second Ghostwire game now? Same thing with like the Dishonored. Are they still going to make those in other studios or what? I don't know. But people are like, oh shit, like if this game doesn't do well? Is it gonna be this, are they gonna have to shut down Ninja Theory? Because at the end of the day, Microsoft has money to throw around, right? It's Microsoft, but that doesn't mean they want to just be throwing money at everything and then just start losing a shit ton of money, because it's not going to be a good thing. You got to start laying people off, closing down studios. I keep forgetting they bought Activision Blizzard, right? And that probably was, what, a couple $1 billion maybe? Bethesda and the other, Arcane was under there too. And the other studios at Bethesda were under Bethesda. They bought them for a shit ton. I mean, even back in the day, I want to say this, I could be completely off here, but back in the original Xbox, when they immediately, in reality, they bought Rare from Nintendo. They were a second-party developer for Nintendo, so I don't think they would have to. I guess they had to pay Nintendo, but I don't know how everything went down. Like how much of Rare Nintendo owned. I think they paid like $400 million for just Rare, and that was back then. You're talking, I think that happened in like 2002, because Star Fox Adventures, I believe, was the last game they were making. It was the last game they put out, Rare. Well, no, they made some stuff on the DS afterwards, because I guess they probably had an agreement, because Microsoft has no handheld system. I think they're thinking about working on one, but back then they obviously didn't have one. So they're probably like, sure, or maybe they had prior agreements and prior commitments they had to do or honor or something. Because I want to say Diddy Kong Racing and something else had come out after that sale was fully done. But they obviously working on Star Fox Adventures, and then that came out. It was a cool game. It was supposed to be something else, but then they just made it Star Fox. I'm pretty sure they paid like $400 million. I could have sworn that's what it was. Like an insane number. No, don't get me wrong. Coming off the N64, Rare was just the run Rare had on the Nintendo 64 was nuts. I mean, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Kazooie 2, Conkers, Jet Force Gemini, Diddy Kong Racing was on there. Blast Corps, really cool game actually. I might be missing one or two. But they had a hell of a run. And they only did Star Fox Adventures, which I thought was a cool game. It was like a Star Fox Zelda. But there was actually some flight missions with the R-Wings. But they also, even on the Nintendo, they had a ton. On the original Nintendo. They didn't have as many on the Super Nintendo, but they did still have some. I think even on Genesis might have had a few. So Nintendo must have bought a majority stake in Rare at some point, because there was nothing on the PlayStation. But they were banking, I think, on Rare to bring in a different audience, because Rare makes like kind of specific types of games. They have specific characters, and it's just, they have their style. I mean, it's not what it used to be. A lot of those, I assume most of the people involved with Rare back then are gone. These last few, and they did Grab by the Ghoulies, and they did the Conker Live and Reloaded, the remake of Conker's Bad Fur Day. And Grab by the Ghoulies was a game that people were shitting on for some reason. It's actually a really cool game. But their run on the 360 was solid. Like Cameo Elements Power and Perfect Dark Zero were both launch games. the two Viva Pinata games, and Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. They had a nice little run of those 5 games, and then they shuffled them into, like, okay, make Connect Sports. And then they did Sea of Thieves, I think. I feel like Microsoft didn't utilize them well enough. Although that 360 run was nice, so I don't know why all of a sudden you would kind of move them to Connect shit. Who knows? Anyway, that's eating some sour cream and onion Ridgies and just, the usual rambling stuff. But thanks for checking this out, and have a good day.